ASMR Gaming News. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to ASMR Gaming News. Please hit that like button, sit back, relax, and let's begin. So we got a decent amount of video game news this week to cover, so let's jump right in here. Let's talk about one of the most surprising, I would say, turn of events. The Last of Us HBO show premiered this week, and it broke every single debut record for them since 2010. Basically, The Last of Us show is a huge success. Apparently, it pulled almost 5 million live viewers, and it's their biggest show. I think the only other show that got as close was maybe Game of Thrones, one of the seasons there. But this is HBO's biggest ever debut for a show, so they are extremely happy for that. I'm sure, they're already signing papers or whatever for season 2 of The Last of Us or whatever, probably at this moment, because it seems to be doing very, very good for them. So far, reviews from critics and fans have been very positive. Some people had some issues with some of the actors, the casting, but overall, everybody agrees on one thing. It's very, very accurate, mostly to the source material, so it's basically exactly like the Last of Us game, but as almost a really high-budget TV show. People are praising the acting, the environments, the kind of attention to detail from the games transitioning to the actual show now. There's a lot of comparison videos you can find online, even here on YouTube. But yeah, very, very positive right now. A lot of fans that were on the fence, some people were worrying, because usually a lot of video games, when they become a movie or a TV show, are not so great. Usually they're okay. But this is the first, as far as I can think of, TV show based on a video game series that has been getting great reviews and everything. So really happy to hear that. Hopefully, maybe other video games in the future can have quality adaptations like this. I think this just proves just how amazing The Last of Us, the writing was in that original game. People forget, but the original Last of Us, when that came out on the PlayStation 3 and then later came out on the PlayStation 4, it was getting the best reviews ever. People were praising the story, the music, the characters. People that didn't even like video games were saying, wow, Last of Us is really good. So looks like the TV series or show is going to be right up there for HBO in terms of quality. So that is awesome. Let me know in the comments if any of you have watched The Last of Us HBO show yet. Next, we have some really, let's say, disappointing news regarding Microsoft. So, yeah, this is pretty sad. So, Microsoft has confirmed that they're going to be laying off apparently 10,000 employees that work at the company. And this is not just, the Microsoft software side, but this is a lot of the Xbox people as well. So it's basically layoffs from people all over the company. So it's crazy. Apparently the company within Microsoft that got hit the hardest, and a lot of people got laid off or fired from their jobs, was the Halo team. So the team 343 Industries, the people that made Halo Infinite. Apparently Microsoft did not really like their handling of Halo Infinite, and they probably gave them a lot of money and they were not impressed. So it seems like You know, they just laid off a ton of people over at that company right now, which is crazy. And apparently, little by little, they're taking out people from all other divisions of the company as well. So it's not just 343 Industries, but a lot of other, teams and developers in the Xbox, Microsoft ecosystem. So that's actually, like, I would say kind of sad, like, imagine you're working, for Microsoft, for Xbox, and you think everything's going good, you got a job, you're happy, and then it's like, oh no, you and like a ton of other people are all going to lose their jobs now, and you have to find something new. So it happens, but it's not nice. It's not nice. Usually, people get really angry when stuff like that happens, especially if they've been, working at the company for a really long time. So, yeah, there's a ton of news reporting on this right now in the gaming scene or area, a lot of talk about this week. And, people are basically saying that this could potentially harm Xbox in the next year or two, because they have less employees in their game development, like studios, working on new games now. So this could potentially mean like more delays for their games. Maybe games will receive like less support, less updates, less patches, because there's like smaller teams of people working on games now. So this is pretty crazy. If I remember, I think about a week ago, I talked about how the developers of Forza split the company in half, and like half the developers went to go form another company. I wonder if they got tipped off about this, and if they discovered this news that Microsoft was going to fire or lay off a bunch of people. Maybe, I'm not saying this is what happened, but maybe they knew about this and they're like, you know what, let's split off, start our other company. And it's really interesting timing that they just did that, and then this happens this week. So I wonder if someone over there, told them, hey, they're about to lay off a ton of people, you guys better start a new studio so you don't get laid off or something. But wow, that is crazy. So a lot of people are kind of mad at Xbox for doing this, or Microsoft for doing this. But yeah, apparently the only reason they gave was the company wants to reduce its workforce, potentially because they saw some losses in the last year in certain areas, and they had to strategically kind of change and eliminate certain key roles in their companies to make it better for the future. But only time will tell if that's actually true, so we'll have to see. But yeah, that's a lot of people that just got laid off at once. Let's see, next piece of news. What do we got here? Oh, this is pretty cool. PlayStation made a special anniversary kind of dedicated PlayStation 5 controller for their employees as kind of like a gift, celebrating 2022 as like a positive year for them. And it looks really nice. I'll put up a screenshot of the controller here on the screen for all of you to look at, but it's a little bit different than the normal PlayStation 5 controller. It has like a special kind of design on the handles of the controller there. And you see like the, triangle, circle, square, and X PlayStation buttons kind of all colorful on like the handles for the controller. I kind of like it. It looks awesome, and it's also on the touchpad as well. If I could buy this, I actually would maybe pick that one up, It's kind of cool to have like a commemorative, special, kind of limited controller for 2022. I wonder if they're going to do something like that for next year. Who knows? But yeah, that is awesome. That's super, super cool. And it's completely free, for the employees that worked for Sony. So very jealous. They all got a free controller basically for PS5. That's awesome. Let's see, what else do we got here? So apparently they are making a Dead Space movie. Now this has been rumored for a long time now. It even got confirmed a bit ago, but we haven't really heard much. But yeah, apparently a Dead Space movie is being made, and we don't have a lot of information information about it. Apparently it's going to follow the story of the first game, possibly with like some new things added, so it might not be like a super accurate adaptation of the game, but will be definitely inspired by the Dead Space games in the universe. So that sounds exciting. I kind of like the Dead Space games, you know, so this could be a really good movie. We don't know who the director is, but there was a rumor that John Carpenter was going to be directing, but he came out to say like, no, I'm not involved. I'm not directing the Dead Space movie at all. So kind of sad to hear that. John Carpenter, he directed The Thing, and The Thing is an amazing movie, which kind of would make you think, okay, whoever directed this could definitely direct a Dead Space movie, but yeah, they're not getting him for that. I'm checking if they named the director, but I'm not seeing it, so yeah, I guess we don't have a director yet for the movie, but I'm excited for Dead Space movie regardless, so hopefully we get more info on that very, very soon. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, this is great. There is a rumor circulating this week that Scalebound is coming back. And for those that don't know, Scalebound was going to be the big exclusive for the Xbox One. Microsoft, you know, Xbox was putting out trailers and trailers talking about this game. People were getting excited. I was excited for this game. It looked awesome. You were this guy kind of in like a huge fantasy world. You fought monsters and things, and you could also ride on dragons and use them, you know, to fight other dragons and monsters. It looked really cool. It looked awesome. Maybe the way I described it doesn't sound the best, but go check out trailers. They're on YouTube. It was going to be made by Platinum, you know, Platinum Games, people that made Bayonetta. So people thought it would be awesome. And then Xbox just completely canceled the project, and a lot of people got mad. But there's a rumor this week that someone mentioned that internally within Xbox right now, there's being a lot of discussion about reviving this game. And, you know, they named some names. Apparently Phil Spencer is like one of the people kind of like pushing for them to revive this, and a few others. So this is very interesting, because if they revive Scalebound and say, hey, we're bringing this game back, it's in development, it's going to be for the Xbox Series X and S, that could really bring around a lot of people to start loving Xbox again, because after they canceled this game, so many people, you know, started saying, oh, I hate Xbox, they're canceling everything, I'm going to PlayStation, stuff like that. So if they actually brought this game back that was canceled, it could really look great for Xbox as a company. I feel like it would really put them in a good light among a lot of people. So I'm not sure if they'll do this, but this rumor sounds like it has like some valid people in it talking about this. So nothing's confirmed, like I said, but I could definitely see this happening, so hopefully it does. Lots of rumors this week. Next rumor is about a Metal Gear Solid remake slash remaster. Apparently we're going to get an announcement for this very, very soon in the coming months. Konami's going to come out and basically announce a new Metal Gear remake or remaster of some kind, and this is really interesting because every single, like I would say, month for the last few years, we've gotten news like this. I'm sure some of you remember just like a month ago I talked about this, but honestly, in the video game world, when something is rumored for a long time, it usually ends up being true. So, yeah. Some people are saying, you know, potentially before E3, Konami could announce something regarding Metal Gear or Metal Gear Solid, a remake of one of the games. We don't know. But this has been rumored for a very long time, so as a Metal Gear Solid fan, I'm excited. Hopefully it's a remake of the first game, but we don't know what they're gonna do, so we'll see about that. Sad news about Starfield. So Starfield was basically going to be Skyrim but in space with like sci-fi weapons instead of fantasy stuff. And a lot of people were really excited. You know, it was going to be made by Bethesda, and the game is delayed on Xbox. Apparently it was going to be releasing early this year, and now it's been delayed until like the lesser half of this year. So yeah, they're still extremely vague on this, but there's a lot of like internal stuff saying the game's delayed. It's not coming out when it was supposed to. Honestly, a lot of people saw this coming. There were already reports of this back in like November and December, but yeah, it seems like Starfield needs a little bit more work, so won't be coming out on Xbox until a little bit later in 2023 possibly. So they need to announce a new release date, but as of right now, everyone is saying it is delayed. Let's see, what else do we have here? Nintendo says that they are going to continue producing a lot of Nintendo Switch systems in 2023, and then they're going to be slowing down production. So, if any of you remember, about a year ago, I talked about how after, the pandemic and stuff, Nintendo's stock, their video game stock in like stores was extremely low. Like you couldn't really find a new Switch anywhere. Like you could walk into Best Buy, Walmart, stuff like that. They wouldn't have a Switch. It was like extremely sought after. Everybody wanted one. So Nintendo increased production for like the entire year of like 2021 and 2022, I think, or near the end of 2021 into 2022. And as of right now, Nintendo says they're going to continue doing that into this year, and then they're going to stop. So this tells me that a lot of people are still buying Nintendo systems. The Nintendo Switch is still really popular. So it seems like Nintendo really wants to, sell as many as they can before they announce their next big system, which might be coming, next year or the year after that. We don't know yet, but that's very interesting that they would come out and say this. Let me see, what else do we got? Okay, we gotta have like the final piece of news here. I think this could be the final piece of news. So PlayStation VR 2 is going to be launching in February on February 22nd. And this is going to be huge. This is Sony's second attempt at VR. And they have a huge launch window lineup announced. I'll put up the games and stuff that have been announced on the screen. But apparently there's going to be Res Infinite for the PlayStation VR 2. And this is going to be compatible with the VR headset and, playing normally on the PlayStation 5 with a controller. So, really excited about that. Tetris Effect is also going to be a game that's going to be on PS5 and PSVR 2. And then there's like a huge list of other games that aren't those. Let me go through them here real quick. Honestly, I'm very excited about Res Infinite. If you go back on this channel to some of my earliest videos, you'll find a review that I did with my regular voice for Res Infinite, and I really like that game. It's like a very like zen, relaxing, kind of chill game with great music and visuals, and you just like sit back, relax, you play a little bit, go along with the music. Love that game. It's like a kind of like full experience that you don't really get with like normal video games where you have to like always be on your toes, kind of like, oh, someone can be around the corner, I need to snipe them or something. This game is way more chill and relaxing. I like it. But yeah, here's like a list of the PlayStation games that are going to be on VR 2. Apparently some stuff that's like already confirmed is like Gran Turismo 7 is going to be PlayStation VR 2. There's going to be Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. I'm trying to find some other ones. Apparently, what's that? Oh no, okay, that's a different one. I'm trying to find this one game. What was it called again? Oh yeah, No Man's Sky. So No Man's Sky is gonna be in PlayStation VR 2, as well as Resident Evil and the extremely popular Beat Saber. Apparently that's coming to PlayStation VR 2 as well, with like tons of support and like new tracks and things like that. So lots of great games and things available for PlayStation players whenever that launches on February 22nd. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be picking up PSVR 2 on launch day, but I really want one, and I might get one a little bit later, especially if there's some kind of sale or bundle, because I actually really like VR stuff. It's just that it's kind of tough, you know, to get all that stuff set up. You need like a proper space set up for VR. You can't like really have everything in your chair sitting down. It's like not easy to play, but very, very excited. So that's about it for the news for this week. Thank you all for listening, for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. So long, and farewell.